I will be talking about steel buildings and more specific about the cost optimization, which my colleague Girish touched a lot upon in his presentation. And before talking about the steel building and cost optimization, a little bit about our group, Ramboll. We are one of the top engineering consultancy firm in world. I think we are about in top 30, and in Europe we are number 4. And it's founded in 1945. Presently we have about 10,000 staff working in about 20 countries and over 200 offices. As I mentioned, we are Nordic countries leading consultancy and Europe's 4th largest. We also have a significant presence in India, Russia, UK and the Middle East. Founded in 1945, we started with 2 people, and both were Danish engineers, similar to L&T, and they had what is typical of Nordic countries is their company was formed on the basis of very high ethical standard, contributing to society and contain employees. This is how we have grown actually in last 12 years. If you see in 2000 we are about 2,000 people, and in 2014 we are about 10,000 people. We have grown through organic growth and also by acquiring some of the companies. We are part of the UN Global Compact, and ML has a 10 principle which comes with it. This shows some of our offices. As you can see, we are very strong in Europe. And then we have some presence in India and Middle East, and also we also have a small presence in US now. Ramboll Group works across all the markets. We do all engineering services. We also do the we also into the management consultancy. We also do the sustainable design. And in India, I'll go to the next one. Yeah, this is in India. India presently we are operating in these 4 sectors. Actually these 7 sectors: buildings, transport, energy, environment, oil and gas, telecom and management consulting. We are the market leaders in telecom towers, and I think we have built about 30,000 towers in India only. This is about Indian office. We have about 110 staff. And we are providing services in structures, MEP, and project management consultancy. And we can also provide services through fire and facade through our colleagues in Middle East and UK, and also in Denmark. This is a project. This is a topic which I have taken, and I think I got about 20 minutes to talk about that. So I'll try to rush through that because I think we are running against the time. This is a building which is in RCPT TC22 Navi Mumbai complex. Reliance are of course the client, and we work for contractor JSSL. JSSL were bidding for this job as a design and build, and they came to us to pitch for this job, and after the challenge was to be competitive as compared to the RCC building, and we knew that it is difficult, but we took it as a challenge, and it consists of about 4 blocks, A, B, C, D, which is it varies from 11 floors to 7 floors, and total development is about I think 1.1 million square feet in the end it was, and total steel tonnage was about 5,000 tons. This shows a typical architectural layout. You can see these 3 wings, A, B, D are connected, and then this is a 4th wing, which is kind of a separated. So we have provided expansion joint over here to separate out this building and this building. Typical architectural section. General arrangement. This is a general arrangement for the typical floor. You can see we had, as Girish mentioned in his presentation, we also worked out on a lot of options to work out the most economical system. I mean, in a building, major cost is through the floor system. I think columns and the foundations are there, but if you economize, if you work out a proper flow system, then the cost of the building can be controlled. So we worked a lot on the options for the floor systems, and finally we decided on going with a one-way slab system, which can the decking can span about 2.6 to 3 meters, because if you're going with the higher beams, higher spans, then the decking cost was increasing. This shows a 3D model. This was prepared in ETABS, and then again from here this model was shared with the JSSL, and from where they worked out the fabrication details. Some of the photographs at the site. You can see even the staircases were done in steel. Again, this was a challenge, doing a staircase in steel. Some of the cladding photographs. Yes, coming to the costing, I mean, first of all, we face the challenges. One is that, when you are doing a steel building, the problem which we face is always is the deflection. When you're talking about the steel building, the deflections tend to be a problem. So, and also the torsion, torsion is something which controls sometimes the design of the building. So here, while working on the options, we worked out the different layouts with the GSSL, and ultimately it was, we saw that going with a kind of a simpler rectangular kind of a block will help us in achieving this economy. Second challenge, which is general with the steel building, is about the experienced contractors, requirement of experienced contractor, which has been touched upon by some of my colleagues, so I'll not talk about that. I would, and also about the ability of the concrete contractor to construct the core. I mean, this is something which is very important when you are constructing a steel building, because the speed of the steel building depends a lot on how the core, how fast you can build up the core. So when we went with the design of this building, the criteria was that the civil contractor will complete the core up to the 5th or 6th floor, and then the steel work can start. Optimization of steel, of the design. When we started working on this design, initial consumption was coming about 60 kg per square meter, which was carried out without the lateral load analysis. It was based on the gravity load and on the, as I mentioned earlier by Girish, on the thumb rule basis. But when we were working on the 60 kg per square meter consumption, the cost of the building was coming pretty high, and then we got into a redesigning of the building, and then we started making a 3D model, and also there was some changes in the design philosophy. Like we went with the system where with the steel beams as a pin beams. So whole steel frame was considered as a pin frame, and the whole lateral load was taken by the core, and we also looked at. Initially, we designed with the IS 800 working stress method. Later on, we changed the design to IS 800 2007, where we can use a limit state of design method. Use of grade E350, and also we also use decking sheet of the higher grade to reduce the additional rebar for the floor slab. You can see by doing this thing, we were able to bring down the cost of the building to about 9,400 rupees a square meter, and while the RCC building cost was about 8,700 rupees a square meter. I mean, we were able to bring down only by carrying out a lot of iteration with the contractor, and also reworking on the structural system. This shows some of the critical parameters. In steel option, rebar consumption is about 20 kg per meter square, while RCC, if you go with the flat slab with the top panel, it was about 60 kg per square meter. And the concrete foundation, you can see the difference. This is about 3255 and 4450, almost 1/3 of the option of the RCC. So by doing this thing, we were able to bring down the steel, the cost of the building. This shows more detailed costing analysis. Out of the 9,500, about 6,900 is a structural steel cost, while 2,800 was about the concrete cost. We also worked on another building which is called AMC Hospital building. Coming back to Reliance, I would say, that this building was possible also because of the height, because here the height was not a problem. I mean, one of earlier speaker mentioned about the height of the building. I mean, height, floor to floor height is a challenge when you're doing a steel building. Here we had a good height, I think 4.2 meters. So we were able to achieve very optimized sections and also give the necessary height to the client. This is another building which we are doing in Ahmedabad for Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. It's about it's 1650 beds and about 17.5 lakh square feet development, and total height is about 100 meters from the ground. This shows a typical architecture plan. You can see the central core. Here also we have gone with the same philosophy, central core with the pin. With all the steel members to be designed for the vertical loads, and the lateral load is taken by the cores. And we also had, in this building, we also had the fire ramps which were made into steel, and also these 4 staircases which were also in concrete, which helped us in achieving the stability for the building. This it's a hospital building, and again in Ahmedabad, which is high seismic zone, so earthquake forces are very high. This shows a typical section of the building. It has got 2 basements and about 20 floors, and with the helipad at the top. Again, we prepared this model in the 3D on the ETABS, and then same was used to transfer it to the TechLab by the steel contractors, and steel fabrication was developed based on those TechLab drawings. This shows a construction which is going on over at the site. This project is delayed a little bit because the problem which we faced was because the central core was not ready, and then because of delay from the civil contractor's point of civil contractor, and the fabrication material was ready, and it is the steel contractor is not able to erect the material because the core is not available. So this is one typical example of what we should not do in a steel building. I mean, we need to be very careful while designing. We need to make sure that the core is in place when the steel contractor is on the board. This is some of the numbers which we are talking about. 30 kg per square meters in the rebar and 65 in this. And you can see here the concrete the difference was not much in the foundation because the SBC was not very high. So we were not able to take advantage of reduce in the loads because of the steel building. And the structural steel consumption was about 55 kg per square meter. This shows a more detailed breakup. I mean, these are the numbers which are quoted by the contractors. So it's the total cost is about 1,000 rupees a square feet, or 10,000 rupees a square meter, out of which 5,200 is in steel and about 4,800 in concrete. So coming to just one final. If you want to do a cost optimization in a steel building, we really need to, there's no magic wand or something like that. We really need to work on the scheme, sit with the architect, sit with the client, and work out something which is optimum. And I guess I put more man hours, more engineering hours to come out with a better design. Thank you.